This is Tommy from ActiveContext.net. Today I'm going to talk to you about a movie called Strangeland. This movie was written by Twisted Sister's Dee Snider. The story was written at least back in when Twisted Sister's album Stay Hungry came out. And then there was a two-piece song there called Horror Terrier, if I remember correctly. And the first part of the song, named Captain Howdy, is actually the main character of this film, or maybe not the main character, but it all revolves around this character. It lures some girl into a web of torture, more or less. I can say exactly if it's sexual torture, but I think that it is kind of sexual torture. Not in the way that you think now, but he has this idea that everything needs to be suffered before it makes any difference. So he pierces them, particularly this one girl in this movie, which is the daughter of a police officer, which makes it even more taboo, if you like. I don't think that the actual scenes are that explicit in that manner that it's extreme in any way. Not nowadays, at least. Maybe when this movie came out, I was a little impressed by them. I think this is still a really good movie. I really like it. But to back up a bit, Dee Snider wrote this song back in the day, and the first part is called Captain Howdy. And that is the part where this character, this person, Captain Howdy, preys on innocent victims and keeps them to himself, amuses himself by kind of torturing them. Not kind of, of course it's painful, it should be painful. There is also a second part of this song, which slips my mind right now what that is called. Anyway, in the song and in the movie, the character Captain Howdy is caught, brought to justice, and he is convicted. I think he spent some time in prison. Can't remember really how long. And he also spends time in some kind of facility where he gets treated for his bad behavior. Some kind of mental institution or something like that. So that means that when he comes out from there, because he is released, he is now a regular citizen. He regrets everything he did before, and he cannot understand why he did it. He is a completely changed man, and he is, he becomes kind of a prisoner, because while he is released, the townspeople doesn't really want him to be released, because they don't think that he's served his sentence yet. He has not been punished enough for his crimes. So they kind of creates a vigilante mob to lynch him, more or less. And it's kind of funny because Robert Englund is a part of that mob, and we're most used to see him as Freddy Krueger, which is a terrible killer, of course, in the A Nightmare on Elm Street films. But here he is not the villain, because the main role, or the role that everything revolves around, is played by Dee Snider himself. And it's kind of hard to recognize him. He is totally pierced in this movie. He is pierced several times through the nose bone, or whatever this is called here, and through eyebrows and ears and whatever. Really, really large piercings. I think in this area, in the nose as well, whatever that is called. So I think that for the first half or so is horrifying, because it's kidnapping and it's someone held against their will and being tortured and all that. And that is, of course, horrifying. The second half, the second part of the movie, is more or less him regretting everything he's done. He's a changed man, and people around him don't let him regret, because they want to punish him even further, even though he has been legally punished enough. And then we have the third part. The third part is about him going back to the way he was, because of these people drove him there. So it's not just a horror movie, it's also a social commentary movie, I think. And I think that this story that was around even when Stay Hungry came out, that album with Twisted Sister, I think that probably this story has been around in Dee Snider's head long before that. That is my guess. Anyway, I think that this is a great movie, I think. I will really recommend it. I think this is a region 1. It's too small, I cannot read it. It's been rumored for a while, a couple of years at least, that there was a sequel going on, Strangeland 2, which also Dee Snider was supposed to have written. I haven't seen anything about it in reality. I have seen, however, the other day when I did some of the research for this review of this movie, that there were on IMDb a notice about a remake for this. I'm not sure what I think about that, but maybe if we would do this again, it would be even more horrifying in the first part. I think the second part is more or less, it won't make any difference if we make anything there. It's just the contrast between the horrifying stuff in the first half and the total lack of it in the second half, where the common folk, so to speak, the townspeople, are the violent ones against this ex-criminal, if you like. But I really like this movie. I will give it an 8 out of 10. That was all from me for today. Please put your thumbs up for this clip and have a nice day.